Hey, what's going on YouTube? Hope everybody Monday is going good. Today I'm sharing this video in regards to Michigan CPS and the lack of their jobs that they're doing. They have failed yet another one of our children. This takes place here in Michigan, by the way. But I want to share this video that shows how multiple complaints were voiced to CPS and nothing was done about it at all. And it resulted in a child losing their life. So give me 1 second so I can share this with you guys.
For months, reports of bruises and black eyes on a 6-year-old boy weeks before prosecutors say he was killed.
It's just the latest case revealed by the 7 investigators, raising serious questions about how Children's Protective Services in Michigan is operating.
7 investigator Ross Jones continuing his ongoing investigation unprotected.
He was a little boy, so he liked to climb on things that he wasn't supposed to. He liked to just run around. He loved Paw Patrol.
Angelina Fagino lost her son Kyron twice. The first time was her fault, she admits, when she lost custody years ago.
I didn't protect him. I messed up in life. I got addicted to drugs because of a lot of stuff going on in my life. I feel like I failed him.
But when Kyron died last year, according to police and prosecutors, it was at the hand of his stepmother, Alyssa Kellerman, named in multiple complaints to Children's Protective Services, warning the 6-year-old was at risk.
They could have removed him. They could have done.
So I'm gonna stop right here. That's the biological mother, and then the other one is the stepmother, who the child was living with, and his father. So they've already had multiple complaints documented on record about this person. That child was not in safe care, and yet all of those warnings was just ignored and swept under the rug, pretty much. We're seeing this more and more constant now in different cases in true crime, where CPS is involved, and unfortunately, before they actually take action and do something, it's too late. And it's going on. I've done a few cases, and I've just been watching a lot of true crime cases, and now it's like more so than ever, CPS is the root of it. Well, I won't say the entire root of it, but it's something that could be prevented had someone take the warnings and taken the steps to do what they were supposed to do. Let me just go ahead and play it for you guys.
Anything, but all they did was just kept closing cases.
Alyssa was on CPS's radar years before she would be accused of murder. In 2020, while she was Alyssa Wheeler, records show there had been 3 separate allegations made against her that would all be denied. By 2023, there were multiple complaints.
She looks like she just abuses kids for no reason. Like she just wakes up angry just looking at her picture. But that just showed you, they just told you how they had doubts, they had warnings, or some type of it raised some eyebrows and red flags that she wasn't treating kids with the proper care. But yet and still nothing was done.
Complaints naming Alyssa and her stepson Kyron. In September of that year, CPS was warned that he came to school with bruises all over his face. They reported one black eye and another eye that was bloodshot red. Kyron's whole face is still bruised, the complaint read, and there were bruises on his chest and in the middle of his rib cage. The complaint was not substantiated.
How many times did CPS tell you there had been an allegation?
Maybe about 5-6 times.
Because he was her biological son, Angelina was notified about the bruises found at school and of other complaints too, like in October when Kyron was observed with a face full of bruises and 2 broken blood vessels in both eyes. Kyron's father was suspected this time, but the complaint was not substantiated. In November came another warning to CPS. Alyssa is physically abusing Kyron. It said there were scratches on his face. This is a reoccurring thing.
I was mad. I was angry. And I just wanted to know what was going on.
What I do know is that a child cannot give himself a black eye or any type of bruises like that, and not at that age. So I don't know why they could not substantiate these complaints, because the physical evidence is on the actual boy himself. If you see bruises and black eyes, not to mention broken blood vessels coming from a kid's eyes, that automatically should ring off as abuse, because if he's not doing it to him,
but all I got answers of was
which is in some of these situations impossible, then somebody else is doing it to him. But let me just go ahead and finish playing so we can hear what she has to say.
They closed the case and nothing was ever getting done.
At least the third complaint naming Alyssa warned Kyron has been getting hit frequently by both his father and Alyssa. The school noticed bruises and injuries. It's believed Kyron was taken out of school, the complaint says, to cover up the bruises and abuse. After CPS alerted her, records show Angelina contacted Alyssa herself, asking over Facebook Messenger, "Why are you beating my son? CPS told me what you did." Alyssa denied abusing anyone.
With all these allegations, we were hoping that they would at least remove him.
But they didn't. Records show Kyron would never be removed, and 3 weeks after the final CPS complaint would be closed, police would be called to this motel in Lansing where Alyssa had been living. She would tell police that Kyron was doing his homework, became lethargic, and started to vomit. Kyron would be rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. But police and prosecutors saw evidence of a more sinister explanation that would come out in court.
Did he have bruises to his face?
Yes, sir.
Bruises to his knees?
Yes, sir.
Bruises to his arms and legs?
Yes, sir.
Bruise to his hip?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And all over his head.
Eventually, according to police, Alyssa would admit to her role in Kyron's death, telling officers she got upset after he knocked over her laptop, saying she came down on his stomach with her knee. The cause of death, the medical examiner ruled, blunt force injuries of the abdomen, a homicide. Alyssa would be charged in his murder.
He told me that he had a speech impediment, he couldn't really understand him, said she was sick of taking care of him, and that he was stupid.
That was about Kyron.
Yes.
Okay. Did she say whether or not she liked Kyron?
So it sounds like a crushed knee is what was the cause of death. So yeah, she pretty much got mad at him for knocking over the laptop or whatever, and it reported that she came down on his stomach with her knee.
She said that she did not like him.
And while police were investigating Kyron's death, they would learn he was not the only child to die under Alyssa's care. 4 years earlier, her own son Carter died suddenly too.
I said, "What's wrong with Carter?" She said, "You just need to come to the hospital."
Thomas Kramer was Carter's dad.
Hold up. It was a second person that was hold on. So this is not her first rodeo. So she also had a son of her own that mysteriously died a few years prior. Hold on, let me finish playing this. I want to hear this part. I don't even know why she allowed around kids.
In 2020, Alyssa reported finding their 4-year-old unresponsive after she got out of the shower. She would tell Flint police he'd been sick at points during the prior month. Officers found no visible injuries or bruises, and no charges were ever filed. After an 8-month investigation, CPS found no evidence of abuse or neglect and closed the case. But the medical examiner could never figure out a cause or manner of death for Carter. Both remain undetermined to this day. So after Kyron died last year, Thomas was contacted by Flint police.
I got a call saying that my name is Maria Reed. I am a detective for the city of Flint, and I am going to be investigating your son's death. I just want some closure. I want to know why my son is not here.
The investigation into Carter's death remains open, according to Flint police. Alyssa Kellerman has not been accused of any wrongdoing, and no one has been identified as a suspect in the...
So I'm gonna pause it right here. So it took a tragic incident like this to open up another case that should have never been closed. Her her child died 4 years ago. They didn't find anything wrong. CPS closed the case, so the police didn't even bother to investigate it, so they couldn't do anything. And now that 6-year-old Kyron is passed away as well, now they want to look into the stepmother, because first she had her own child who died and could not know why a few years prior, but then also another child a few years later died mysteriously as well. This is not a coincidence, so we know something is going on. And from what they said about the medical cause of death, and from what they report said, she came down on the child with her knee and into his stomach. So that kind of indicates that the stomach is the abdomen area. So I'm pretty sure they're going to find her guilty in this one. Her trial is coming up in December, so I kind of want to follow this one as well.
In the case. Meanwhile, in the murder case of her stepson Kyron, she's next due in court in December. In a statement, the Department of Health and Human Services, which oversees CPS, called Kyron's death a profound tragedy, adding that they find reassurance in knowing that the person responsible for the death is being held fully accountable under the law. They did not comment on the multiple CPS complaints received naming Kyron in the months before his.
Yeah, of course, they never want to comment on what the real is. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear the reality. Why did it take several complaints for y'all to do anything? This could have been prevented before it even got to this kind of capacity. I don't understand that. But, it's always a no, I don't have a comment, or no comment when you don't have an answer, or when you're wrong in the situation. That's just what I feel.
His death.
They failed my son. I have no doubt in my mind that they failed my son.
Kellerman's attorney did not respond to repeated calls and emails seeking comment for this story. I'm Ross Jones, 7 News, Detroit.
So that's the end of that one, guys. I just wanted to share this video because of the awareness that we need to spread about CPS. They're failing at their jobs. They're doing horrible in their jobs. And it's causing kids to die, unfortunately. And it should not have to. It shouldn't have to get to this point. It shouldn't have to get to this level of disbelief when it comes to these kids missing or being harmed. But I just wanted to share this video because this needs to get some traction, to get some awareness. That CPS, you guys need to change, maybe reshape, reform the whole department. Who knows? That's all I got for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not. Hit the thumbs up button and share. Have a good one. I'm out.